Top 10 mind-blowing facts you won't believe. Number 10. The biggest manufacturer of tires is? Is it Michelin? Dunlop? Pirelli? No. These tire giants don't even come close. Michelin reportedly produce 170 million tires each year, which is a staggering amount. But with 320 million tires produced, Lego has them all beat. The toy giants make and produce almost double the amount of tires that the leading tire company does. Admittedly, Lego's tires are a lot smaller and are not pumped full of air, but they are definitely rubber and used for vehicles. It's not just tires that Lego leads the world in. With over 60 bricks per person in the world, they've mass-produced over 400 billion bricks since 1958, making them world leaders in bricks too. Number 9. Diamonds can be made from peanut butter. While trying to recreate conditions thousands of kilometers below the Earth's surface, German scientists discovered interesting properties about diamonds. Experimenting with crushing rocks at extremely high pressure, the scientists found some surprising ways to make diamonds. As all living things are made up from carbon, the scientists are able to push out the carbon dioxide, which escapes from the substance at high pressure, leaving pure carbon. Then diamonds can then be grown out of the substance, making everyone's favorite sandwich filler, sparkle. Admittedly, this is under extreme pressure, so don't rush out to buy peanut butter in the hope of making a fortune. Number 8. There's only been one day that the USA has been debt-free. That day was 8 January 1835. When the US was founded, it owed approximately $75 million due to the War of Independence. With the US's involvement in the Napoleonic Wars, that debt rose to $127 million. When Andrew Jackson took over as the 7th President of America, he was determined to get the country out of debt. With business and capitalism booming, money and taxes came flooding in. The 1830s proved a prosperous time for America. So by the start of 1835, Jackson was able to inform Congress that America would be debt-free. Unfortunately, it didn't last. With an estimated federal debt of $19 trillion, it's looking likely that America will never be debt-free. But for that one day in 1835, they were completely free. Number 7. The first silicone breast implant was performed on a dog. In 1962, the first breast implant was successfully performed on a human. Timmy Jean Lindsay was the woman in question. A mother and factory worker from Texas, Timmy was after a solution to an unwanted tattoo that she had. Nothing shocking about that in today's society, but in the 60s it was a different story. The tattoo was on her breast and the doctors suggested that she might also like bigger breasts. So the most common plastic surgery procedure in America was born. Before Timmy, the procedure needed a guinea pig, and that was a dog named Esmeralda. When Dr. Frank Jarrow squeezed on a blood bag, he thought it resembled a woman's breast so much that he had the idea for implants. The implants were inserted under the skin of Esmeralda and lasted 2 weeks before the dog chewed the stitches. Number 6. Edison's last breath is owned by Ford. That's right, the last breath of Thomas Edison is on display in the Ford Museum, Dearborn, Michigan. One of Henry Ford's first jobs was working for Edison's illuminating company. Once Ford met his mentor, the two became close friends. When Edison died in 1931, Ford wanted to capture his friend's last breath in a test tube. So he asked Edison's son to do the deed for him. It must be stated that Ford didn't want Edison's breath as a gimmick or even a money-making idea. Ford truly believed that the soul left the body with its last dying breath. So therefore Henry Ford held the essence of the great inventor. Number 5. Who produces the largest amount of Bibles? The answer may surprise you, that is until you really think about it, and then it becomes obvious. Producing most of the world's consumable goods, an estimated 90%. In fact, China is now the leader in Bibles too. With a reported 70 million Christians in China already, the innovative Chinese have cornered the market on Bible mass production. Number 4. The word idiot means anyone who's not a politician. The ancient Greeks gave us so much. Mathematics, philosophy, music, arts, literature, the list goes on and on. The fact is that the ancient Greeks gave us so much and pretty much shaped the world as we know it. What they also gave us voting, and in particular, parliament. The politician in ancient Greece was anyone that had an opinion and voice in public affairs. If you didn't, you were therefore silent and called an idiot. So anyone that didn't represent themselves in public affairs were idiots. It somehow seems to be the reverse in today's society. Number 3. The founder of Match.com lost his girlfriend to a man she met on Match.com. That's right, he did. In the early 90s, the dot-com boom was beginning to take form, and everybody wanted to get on board. With so many services available on the internet, it wasn't long before dating would find a new home. Enter Gary Kreeman. The American entrepreneur saw an opportunity to use the internet for meeting new people, so he compiled the electric classifieds and then in 1995 launched Match.com. However, as the rest of the world hadn't caught on to the online dating scene yet, no one would join. So Kreeman told everyone he knew to join: friends, family, and even his girlfriend. It wasn't long before his girlfriend left him for a man she met on his site. Some may say that's a sad twist, but then Kreeman wasn't only the father of online dating, but also the first person to register sex.com as a website. So maybe she had a lucky escape. Number 2. Jimmy Carter almost destroyed the world. The 39th president of America, who served his term from 1977-1981, came very close to ending life on Earth. With most of the world on tenterhooks at the threat of nuclear war, USSR and the US in particular, both nations with their fingers on the trigger ready and waiting. So when a president has the codes for all his nation's firepower, who can he give them to? Where can he keep them? In his pocket, of course. Many people may say that's a smart move, keeping the most important item in the world on his person. That is until you need those clothes dry cleaned. This is exactly what happened. When Jimmy Carter sent his clothes off to be dry cleaned, he forgot to remove the launch codes from his pocket. For the briefest of moments, all-out war could have taken place. Jimmy shouldn't feel too bad, though, as it's also reported that similar incidents have happened to Bill Clinton, Ronald Reagan, and Richard Nixon. How are we all still alive? Number 1. The world's shortest war lasted 38 minutes. On the 27th August 1896, the United Kingdom and Zanzibar went to war. When the pro-British Sultan Hamad bin Kuwaini died, the British favored Hamad bin Muhammad as Sultan. However, Khalid bin Bargash was to be the successor. The treaty that was signed between the two stated that a sultan must have permission from the British in order to take over, and Bargash wasn't approved by the British. Annoyed by this, Bargash took arms against the British and called upon his palace guard to defend him. What followed was a 38-minute onslaught as the greatest navy in the world at the time took on Khalid Bargash and his men. 38 minutes later, and Bargash had suffered an estimated 500 fatalities and injuries to his men, while the British had one injury to a single sailor. Please like and comment, also subscribe for more future videos. Thanks for watching.